2 months after Sengbeh Pieh and others unshackled themselves and took control of the Spanish vessel La Amistad, a badly battered ship with tattered sails was spotted drifting lazily off the coast of Long Island near New York. It was quickly intercepted and towed to land in New York. Sengbeh Pieh and others told their stories through an interpreter in the different courts in the United States of America. First, they were in the district court, which found them not guilty of the charges brought against them. In fact, rather than being convicted on charges of piracy on the high seas, it was their Spanish buyers who were found guilty of slave trading. But then, the 13-year-old Queen Isabella of Spain at the time, acting through her regents and advisors, influenced an appeal to the circuit court, which also found Sengbeh Pieh and others not guilty. The matter was again appealed, which took it to the Supreme Court of the United States of America. It took a former United States President, John Quincy Adams, to appear in the Supreme Court on behalf of Sengbeh Pieh and the other captives from Sierra Leone. In a stunning submission that lasted hours, he convinced the Supreme Court that Queen Isabella of Spain had no rights over Sengbeh Pieh and others, since they were not people born into slavery in Spanish plantations, but were free people that had been illegally captured in their homeland of Sierra Leone. He further added that Sierra Leone, being a British Crown colony since 1808, with laws that make slavery illegal and being effected through British naval squadrons that had been deployed to patrol the West African waters. It was obvious that Sengbeh Pieh and others must have been acquired in Sierra Leone through illegal means, he asserted. It was also observed that the Spanish ship La Amistad was too small and ill-fitted for the perils of the Atlantic Ocean. Therefore, it came out that Sengbeh Pieh and others had been shipped off from Sierra Leone in a notorious slave ship known as the Tekora. Through the magic words of the former U.S. President and Congressman John Quincy Adams, Sengbeh Pieh and others were acquitted by the United States Supreme Court. The closing lines of John Quincy Adams were powerful. If this lead to war, then let it come. Maybe when it does, it will be the final battle for the independence of the United States of America. Sengbeh Pieh and others finally made it back. They were free. A voyage was planned for them to be ferried back to Sierra Leone. It was facilitated by missionaries of the United Brethren in Christ, otherwise called the Mende Mission. In the United States of America, Sengbeh Pieh is known as Joseph Sengbeh. Sengbeh must have come from a distortion of the word Sengbeh, which must have been his real name that we now call Sengbeh. He had converted to Christianity, from which he took the name Joseph, which resonated well with the biblical Joseph, who, having been sold by his brothers into slavery, went on to become a leader in a foreign land. Sengbeh Pieh became the leader of his lot in America and led them all back to Sierra Leone.